cloud of palpable uncertainty hangs over Mexico's Jalisco state, fueled by persistent yet unconfirmed reports surrounding the fate of Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, widely known as El Mencho, leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, or CJNG. This isn't just about the status of one man, it's about the volatile power vacuum and potential for widespread instability that such rumors ignite across a region already grappling with cartel violence, and its profound human cost. The whispers of his demise or capture have repeatedly sent ripples of tension through communities, from the bustling streets of Guadalajara to the tourist-heavy shores of Puerto Vallarta. Each unverified claim, each surge of social media speculation, translates into real-world anxiety for millions. The stakes are immense. The future trajectory of one of Mexico's most powerful and brutal criminal organizations, the potential for escalating territorial disputes, and the safety of citizens and visitors alike. When a figure of El Mencho's stature is at the center of such intense speculation, the very fabric of regional security is tested. The question isn't just, is he dead, but what happens next, regardless of the answer. The implications stretch far beyond the cartel's inner circle, touching every aspect of life in Jalisco and casting a long shadow over Mexico's ongoing battle against organized crime. This is a crisis of information, power, and public safety, unfolding in real time. The sheer scale of the CJNG's operations means any significant shift in its leadership could trigger a cascade of unpredictable events, reshaping the criminal landscape and challenging governmental control in unprecedented ways. The silence from official channels often amplifies the public's fear, leaving a void filled by rumor and speculation, which can be just as destabilizing as confirmed events. The human element here is paramount. Families live under constant threat, businesses face extortion, and the daily rhythm of life is punctuated by the ever-present specter of violence. This is the reality that emerges when the fate of a cartel kingpin becomes a matter of national conjecture. The weight of this uncertainty is a burden carried by an entire region, waiting for clarity that may never fully arrive. To understand the current tension, we must first grasp the formidable presence of Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes and the organization he commands. El Mencho, a former police officer, rose through the ranks of organized crime to establish the CJNG, transforming it into one of the most dominant and ruthless cartels in Mexico. His ascent was marked by extreme violence, strategic alliances, and a relentless expansion that challenged the long-standing power structures of other criminal groups. The CJNG's influence now spans across numerous Mexican states, with operations extending internationally, involved in drug trafficking, extortion, and other illicit activities. This cartel is notorious for its sophisticated weaponry, military-style tactics, and willingness to directly confront state forces, making it a primary target for both Mexican and U.S. authorities. The rumors surrounding El Mencho's death are not new. They have surfaced multiple times over the past few years, often fueled by conflicting intelligence reports or significant security operations. Each time these reports have been met with a mix of hope and apprehension, as the potential consequences of his removal are complex and far-reaching. The cartel's structure, while centralized around El Mencho, also possesses a degree of operational autonomy that could allow it to persist even without his direct leadership. However, a definitive end to his reign would undoubtedly trigger a period of intense internal power struggles, as various factions vie for control, potentially leading to increased violence and instability. The very nature of these rumors, unconfirmed yet persistent, serves as a psychological weapon, keeping both rivals and authorities on edge. The lack of concrete evidence, whether of his death or continued activity, creates a vacuum that allows fear and speculation to flourish, impacting everything from local commerce to international travel advisories. The CJNG's history is one of brutal efficiency and strategic expansion, making any disruption to its leadership a critical point of analysis for regional security. The cartel's ability to adapt and maintain its operations despite intense pressure highlights the deep-rooted challenges faced by those seeking to dismantle it. The immediate fallout from these persistent rumors and the underlying cartel activity has been acutely felt in key areas of Jalisco, particularly in tourist hubs like Puerto Vallarta and the state capital Guadalajara. Recent incidents, including reports of widespread vehicle fires and roadblocks, have periodically plunged these regions into states of heightened alert. In August 2022, for instance, a wave of arson attacks and blockades erupted across Jalisco and neighboring states, widely attributed to the CJNG in response to alleged government operations. These acts of intimidation and disruption directly impacted daily life, forcing businesses to close, residents to shelter in place, and travelers to alter their plans. The Guadalajara airport, a major international gateway, has also been a focal point of concern, with security incidents and increased military presence reflecting the ongoing struggle for control and stability. Such events send shockwaves through the tourism industry, a vital economic pillar for Jalisco. International travel advisories often reflect these security concerns, urging caution or even recommending against travel to certain areas, which has a tangible impact on local economies and livelihoods. The psychological toll on residents is immense. Living under the constant threat of cartel-related violence creates an environment of fear and uncertainty. The sight of burned-out vehicles on highways or heavily armed military patrols in urban centers becomes a stark reminder of the pervasive influence of organized crime. These are not isolated incidents, but rather symptoms of a deeper, systemic challenge where criminal organizations exert significant control and can, at times, dictate the rhythm of public life. The government's efforts to restore order are often met with fierce resistance, highlighting the entrenched nature of the conflict. The economic consequences extend beyond tourism, affecting local businesses, supply chains, and the overall investment climate. The very notion of public safety becomes a fragile concept, subject to the whims and reactions of powerful criminal entities. The ripple effect of these events demonstrates how deeply intertwined the cartel's actions are with the daily lives of ordinary citizens, transforming routine activities into potential risks. The strategic implications of El Mencho's potential demise, or even a prolonged period of uncertainty regarding his status, are profound and multifaceted. Should he be confirmed dead, the most immediate consequence would likely be an intense internal power struggle within the CJNG. History shows that the removal of a cartel's top leader often leads to fragmentation, as lieutenants and regional commanders vie for control, potentially sparking brutal infighting and increased violence. This internal conflict could spill over into public spaces, escalating the already precarious security situation in Jalisco and other states where the CJNG operates. Conversely, if El Mencho remains alive but in hiding or incapacitated, the cartel could face a different kind of challenge. A leadership vacuum that, while not immediately violent, could lead to operational inefficiencies, loss of strategic direction, and a weakening of its overall command structure. This scenario might also embolden rival cartels, such as the Sinaloa cartel, to attempt to seize CJNG territories, leading to new waves of intercartel warfare. Mexican authorities face an unenviable task. They must not only contend with the CJNG's formidable power, but also navigate the unpredictable consequences of any major shift in its leadership. A weakened or fragmented CJNG could present opportunities for law enforcement, but it could also create a more chaotic and unpredictable criminal landscape, making it harder to target and dismantle specific factions. The U.S. government, which has a significant interest in combating drug trafficking and maintaining regional stability, closely monitors these developments. The flow of illicit drugs across the border, particularly fentanyl, is directly linked to the operational capacity of cartels like the CJNG. Therefore, any change in El Mencho's status has direct implications for international security and public health. The challenge for both Mexican and international agencies is not just to capture or eliminate cartel leaders, but to address the underlying conditions that allow such organizations to thrive, including corruption, poverty, and a lack of economic opportunity. The strategic chessboard is constantly shifting, and every move, or even the rumor of a move, has far-reaching consequences. As the rumors surrounding El Mencho persist, the overarching reality for Mexico is one of continued struggle against deeply entrenched organized crime. The current state of uncertainty serves as a stark reminder that the fight against cartels is not merely about targeting individual leaders, but about dismantling complex, resilient networks that adapt and evolve. Regardless of El Mencho's ultimate fate, the Jalisco New Generation Cartel has demonstrated a capacity for operational continuity and a willingness to employ extreme violence. ensuring that its presence will continue to shape the security landscape for the foreseeable future. The immediate future for Jalisco and other affected regions will likely remain volatile, characterized by ongoing efforts by authorities to assert control and the cartel's persistent attempts to maintain their illicit operations. For residents, this means a continued need for vigilance and resilience, as the shadow of organized crime remains a daily reality. For international observers and travelers, understanding these complex dynamics is crucial for making informed decisions about engagement with the region. The long-term stability of Mexico hinges on a multifaceted approach that combines robust law enforcement with social and economic development initiatives aimed at addressing the root causes of cartel recruitment and influence. This includes strengthening institutions, combating corruption, and providing viable alternatives for communities often caught in the crossfire. The narrative of El Mencho, whether alive or dead, underscores a larger truth. The battle for Mexico's future is a marathon, not a sprint, requiring sustained effort and a comprehensive strategy. The questions surrounding one man's fate illuminate the broader, more profound challenges facing an entire nation. Staying informed about these developments is not just about following headlines. It's about recognizing the intricate interplay of power, crime, and society in a nation of immense importance. The path forward demands not just force, but also foresight and a deep commitment to justice and opportunity for all.